Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, we just have to look at some stories trending. A lot of Nigerians apply to a trade into Europe, talking about footballers, and they've been doing well for several clubs. And right now, we are going to be looking at the first story where NFF are trying to see how they can talk to most of these players, born abroad or actually bred there, to see how they can play for Super Eagles. NFF to hold talks with Fulham and Crystal Palace players on playing for Super Eagles. We have Tosin Adarabioyo there, and we also have another player called Malcolm Ebiowei, who right now are playing for Crystal Palace and Fulham. But right now, NFF are doing everything possible to see how they can get these players. Not forgetting Eze. Chidebere Eze is also there. We have a lot of them that are really in Europe, England, Italy, Spain. They play for different clubs, and really they are fantastic players. And they are going to see how they can get them to play for Nigeria. We saw what Morocco did at the World Cup, and it worked out. Although we are not saying the home-based Eagles or players are not good enough, but if you have outstanding players in Europe, why not? If not, just talking about Nigerian teams in Europe now, I have in the studio Noel Samson. That's the first story we'll be looking at. Noel,
good
NFF.
Evening, Mr. Adeni.
Yes, good to have you, Noel. And NFF to hold talks with Fulham and Crystal Palace concerning these two players I mentioned earlier, Tosin Adarabioyo and Malcolm Ebiowei.
You still have Eberechi in Crystal Palace and Ulisse.
Eberechi, if I mentioned Chidebere. Chidebere, the name of the lady goalkeeper. But really, Eberechi is a fantastic player too.
And Ulisse too in Crystal Palace. Also. But the issues are now, the players now, what things are the NFF or the players doing for the, what will I call for the work keep of the Nigerian players? Is another thing again. How attractive are we treating the players to make other players come, or make other Nigerian players who plays for other countries to come and play for us? Is one thing again. Now, if we look at now the likes of Tammy Abraham, Bukayo Saka, Fikayo, we're supposed to come and play. Yeah, tomorrow you're going to come to Nigeria, but they opt to play for England because the welfare being given to those players. Are you getting me? Our players, when they are being injured, are they being treated? Are they being paid well? Are they being respected enough? Those are the things you have to put into consideration, not just saying, okay, come and play for us. So, like, I don't know how true is it, but they had the English players. So far, if you just a cap you have for the English from the English national team, you have been you are entitled to pension every month when you don't play.
Even if you play once
just
for the
once.
Three Lions,
so
you are entitled to that.
Is that pattern for us here?
I doubt if you have it.
Those are let's look at other countries, probably where they don't. I don't know how true, but they say that the Brazilian players they don't pay the players. That's a form of patriotic service to the country.
To pay back, at least give back to the country.
But the way those players are being lifted up in Brazil, the way they are being taken care of, because despite not being paid, they still take care of when they are injured. Their feeding, accommodation, every other thing. Is that how the way we take care of our own players in the country? It's another thing.
Okay, I'll put this to you too. While we are looking at the side of that, we also look at commitment. Yeah. At times, most of these players, because of where they grew up, the weather, everything. I remember when we were playing against Ghana in Abuja for the World Cup, the last game, and I saw how the players were panting. You understand? Those that came from abroad. Let me not even mention names now, but we saw what they did there. And it wasn't an easy game for them because they find it very difficult to actually acclimatize. And as at that time, what if they should go and play in Sokoto or Kano? They play in Abuja, you understand? So you look at a lot of factors that they need to put into consideration. Apart from the issue of welfare, most of these players, okay, we are not playing week in, week out. We only play when we have qualifiers or friendlies, which between 3-4 days, that's when they will gather themselves together to play a team. And you don't expect them to quickly adjust to the weather of Africa. Someone that grew up or was born in England, that has been in a weather that maybe is the Fahrenheit or Celsius has always been
very nice
compared to Africa. So aside that, if they decide to play for Nigeria, would they have the chance to actually get enough to wear the green, white, green when they qualify for the competition? You know, there are some players that, okay, they will play the qualifier, but maybe they are not good enough. They will drop them, and they will feel, oh, if I had known, I shouldn't have even gone there. And we've seen players that are outstanding. Maybe, like I said, going for outstanding players, outstanding. This
yes,
one
not just
because we are born abroad. No, those that we know that easily if they come here,
They can play anywhere.
they will show why NFF went for them. They will show why they are stars. They will show why they are worth their onions. They will show why they can bench those home base or they can bench those that have been here before. They will show why their name rings bell, right? So those are the points.
Yeah, there was one time I saw on paper where they were calling a player's name. I've never heard of it before. He plays for, he's not Belgian second tier. They want to bring him to.
Yeah, what if he's outstanding?
If he's outstanding, he play for the second tier.
Do you know that there are players? There are players who, when you watch him, you'll be wondering why they are not playing for Real Madrid. Haven't you seen that before?
But even though it's not, he or she's the player's not playing for Real Madrid,
Okay.
but at least he should be playing for a team.
If you look at Nigerian league now,
Okay.
Nigerian league, there are so many talented players who they were not able to move to Europe throughout their time of playing football
but at least
till they retired.
But they were playing for a good
Yes.
team in Nigeria.
Now you look at it that way. That why don't they play for Experience or Europe or anywhere? Why Enyimba? Oh, why Nasarawa United?
But I want you to put one thing in condition. Okay, they didn't play for a big team in Europe, but at least they played for a big team in Nigeria. Now, not like you are playing for the Belgium national. You are playing with the Belgium. The Belgium. Sorry, no problem. No, I'm not trying to insult the Belgium league. But okay, now if you are talking about one of the first 5 leagues in Europe, probably Belgium should be like probably 6th. Who knows? But now you are playing for like the league which is not among the first 3. Now you are not playing for the league. You are not even playing for the main league. You are playing for the second tier.
What about players that are playing NLO and NNL in Nigeria? They are very talented. That can even be better off than those who are playing NPFL.
But you should understand, those guys have more time. The way they pick players there is quite different from the way they pick players here in Nigeria.
Of course. What I'm saying to you is that if a player who plays in NLO, far more technically gifted, more very far star player, but yet he's still playing NLO or Nationwide League One and NNL, and he's not playing MPFL, what would you say about that? Oh my goodness. Well, we just try to at least divert a bit, talking about Nigerian football. But really, if we can get the best out of the best players, apply their trade in Europe, like I said earlier, we saw what Morocco did. They got about 14 different players who actually grew up in Europe, had access to those better facilities, and they were able to have some better football technique to add to the one Moroccans actually have, the ones that are playing in Moroccan league. And right now, we saw what they did, getting to the semi-final of the Mundial for the first time in history of Africa. But right now, Nigeria needs to get it right, not just to go out after any player, but outstanding players, and also being the searchlight to the home teams, the MPFL teams. The outstanding players will also be given the chance to also showcase their talent. As we are bringing the the diaspora players, remember the home players too, the MPFL. That's why the MPFL needs to start, so that we can see those players who are really outstanding and also give them the opportunity. And from there, whenever they are called to the Eagles, not just to bench them, give them equal opportunity to compete and let the best player be picked. Gone are those days when Nigerian team, the fulcrum of our team was actually based on home-based players, and really they did well. But right now, reverse is the case, so we need to change back to that particular style. Like the Minister of Youth and Sport Development said, that the DNA of Nigerian football is in Nigerian football. Well, let's move away from that story. Still talking about African sport now. We talk about Teranga Lions of Senegal, where their president, the president of their federation, says Aliou Cisse will lead Teranga Lions to 2023 AFCON. News came out that they will be, at least Senegal will be dropping Aliou Cisse. But right now, their president came out to defend this, to actually dispel that particular rumor, saying no, Aliou Cisse remain our coach. He's going nowhere. And if
he's been dropped, we'll grab him. But I don't know what do you want.
Well, the rumor came out that they are going to drop him. You understand? But he needs to at least hit the nail on the head by saying, no, we are not sacking him. We are still going to take him. He's going to be our coach to the next Nations Cup.
In every rumor, there's an iota of truth.
But now he has actually dispelled that.
Because I don't know why you want to drop him. He's one of the best. He's actually not the best coach in Africa. He's the last player that won the last coach that won the African Cup of Nations with Senegal. Now he took it to the World Cup because probably he didn't, according to expectations, he didn't perform. Now you want to now drop him. I'm sure if you drop him today, before the next 24 hours, he has another team that's going to
pick Aliou Cisse up.
He's a very good, fantastic coach. So why? So it's better they hit the nail on the head before they regret their actions.
Now look at this scenario. Senegal are talking that we won't drop our coach. He has done well with us. No matter what happened at the Mundial, that's the World Cup, he will still take us to the AFCON. We are here. We cannot just have any iota. What's the problem that we don't just, does it mean the whole Nigeria, both abroad and home, no single coach that will actually lead the Eagles? Why is he always foreigners?
I don't really know. It seems we Africans or Nigerians, we don't actually appreciate what is ours. That's what I've noticed.
Because you look at the World Cup that we just, the African, 5 nations from Africa attended, all the coaches, home team, right?
Yes.
Moroccan coach, Regragui is from Morocco, Senegal, Rigobasson, Cameroonian, Tunisia, you have all of them.
God bless his...
Even Ghana.
Stephen Keshi, after he won the 2013 Nations Cup, he took us to the 2014 World Cup because we said we got to the round of 16 before we
couldn't.
We played against France.
I'm listening to you.
I can't really remember.
I wanted to correct it. Round of 16, 2014.
Sorry,
okay, I'm with you.
I can't really remember, but probably I know we played France. It was France we played where. I can't remember. We played France.
You should get your facts right.
We played France,
Oh,
and after we played France, it seems after we left the World Cup, coming back home, he was being sacked. Why?
I think the best performance of Eagles had been in 1994.
Why was he sacked? His main problem. Why was he sacked? Now the Guerrero, he did everything. We went to he could not even give us a Nations Cup, World Cup, the same disappointment, and he was still there for so long. So it seems we don't really appreciate our own. We give preference or more professional treatment to those that are not ours, and that is the problem of Nigeria. It seems that call of scheme probably. I don't know if it's really trying to get to our head because he's white. It doesn't mean because he's white he's going to be a better coach. Look at that Samson Sia is there. He's a very good coach. He was one time our gaffer before even if
you don't want to pick all these names you are mentioning, there are still other coaches that we can pick.
We have other Nigerians. Go to Thailand. There's a Nigerian coach in Thailand. I've forgotten his name particularly. Why I read about the story was not last week where he was with the Thailand team. He brought them from the last division down to their first division. To their first division, and they won their Thai league there. In Nigeria, and there before he was there for 10 before he parted ways with them to have his own, to create his own club by himself. Look at US. You have other Nigerians there.
Yeah, that have been given to actually coach the team.
Go to likes of Netherlands. You have them there. Go to other countries, have them there. But is it that we cannot meet them? But right is that are they willing to come back home? Are they willing to come back home? Is another thing again. Okay, we want to meet them. Are those guys willing to come back home? So we should work on those things. We should make it attractive where we make our coach juicy more attractive. Okay, where they also to be like, okay, let me come, because now we had they're only the new coach now for 5 months. Is that what those guys will come and do? We only they owe them money. So that's another thing. Before even inviting those guys over or meeting them, approaching them, how are we catering for our coaches? How are we taking care of them? Are we paying them when due? Are we owing them salaries? How is their welfare? So those are things we have to just look at.
Well, we've been talking concerning Africa right now, African football, really. For Senegal, Teranga Lions, the president of Senegal Football Federation says, well, we are not letting Aliou Cissé leave yet. He is still our best coach, and we will have him continue with us. And that's a good one there. At least the man has really turned things around with the Teranga Lions, and he should continue to roll with the Teranga Lions. Good one there. And hopefully Nigeria can take a cue from this, and at least let's look inward or outward and see if a Nigerian coach out there can actually do it. If all the foreign coaches we've been bringing have not been able to at least get us to where we want to get to at the World Cup, or now even the Nations Cup. Well, we know that in 1980, Otto Gloria did. Or if you look at 1994, West Ham did. But in 2013, at least Nigeria did that. At least even Keshi was able to do it. And now, since then, if you look at the World Cup history of Nigeria, we've not been able to actually go beyond where we got to. But from everything, we are all indication. We just believe that we should have one particular coach who we need to give time, believe in him, And also, even it's going to be hard. Let's give out the chance. I think we've seen women coaching men, and they are doing well. But from the way it is right now, we need to get it right by allowing people from Nigeria to actually test to see if they can do well again for the Super Eagles. Now, let's move away from Super Eagles story and also Africa. Let's talk about the Premier League, where Leeds United to battle Manchester City tonight. Big one. Big one. That your smile. I remember when you said Man City will win Leeds United.
They're going to win.
What if Leeds
should in case
leads them to defeat?
should in case they lose?
In case.
It's not my own.
Look at you. No. But you were talking in the morning, oh, Manchester will win, blah, blah, blah.
Manchester will win. Manchester City will win.
But it's not as if you are happy if they win. You are not happy. You are just pretending, because I've never seen a Chelsea or Man City or Man United fan or Tottenham or Arsenal or Liverpool that will be happy that the top 5 teams should win. No,
but from all will I say from all is it statistics or every other thing? Man City have the higher.
Yeah, but at times
football is like magic. Anything can happen. Leeds might just score a goal and decide to just lock
up.
Yeah, exactly. So anything can happen. But from everything, even if you look at every other thing, the odds, everything, Man City is having the highest time to win. So I'm giving it to Man City.
Well, hopefully, let's see what Leeds United will be doing against Manchester City, and if City are able to win tonight, that will give them, at least they will jump again.
Yes, exactly. But I don't want them to jump. It's okay.
You see what I'm saying now? Yeah. Now you don't want them to jump.
What are they jumping?
And you were saying earlier that they will beat Leeds United.
Yeah.
And now you are saying you don't want them to jump. What's the meaning of?
I said that before. I'm saying
automatically, deep down your heart, you are not happy. If you are, in fact, you don't even want them to win.
Okay, let's be truthful. They should lose.
They should lose. Manchester,
but statistically, they have to win.
Manchester City fan out there, well, a Chelsea fan actually trying to see how we can look for a bad result for Manchester City. Let's see what will happen between the two teams. The battle is almost here, and we'll see who wins that game between Leeds United and Manchester United City. I beg your pardon. A big one there for the two teams. Manchester City want to up their game by getting up, while Leeds United also want to prove a point that they can actually kill the giant in Manchester City. With the man of the moment, talking about Erling Haaland. Will he be scoring? We'll wait to see that one. And let's quickly look at French League One. Matches will also be coming up in French League One now. Let's look at those fixtures that will be coming up. PSG will be playing against Strasbourg, Brest against Lyon, Clermont Lille, Monaco away to Auxerre, while Troyes will be playing against Nantes at home. We have Moses Simon there for Nantes, Angers versus Ajaccio. Those are the matches coming up tonight in the French League One. But we are going to be looking at PSG Strasbourg. Yes. We don't know if Messi is really back.
No, I don't think Messi and Pape will be back. I'm not sure.
But at least the squad, they are equal in task if they are to face Strasbourg.
Yeah, I'm giving it to PSG. They should win.
Why are you giving it to PSG?
The name, they don't know. The name alone.
The name.
Yeah, the name alone.
At times they don't play football.
But the French league is quite predictable. That's one thing. Unlike the
other leagues.
Yes, very quite predictable. You know, this one is now is Waka Pass. But the surprise just comes, those ones in a while, not frequent like that. So that's why you can easily predict the French league that, okay, this guys will win, this guy will not win. So that's how it is.
Okay, are you expecting Moses Simon to actually score for Nantes?
Yes, my brother has to score. He has to score.
Because I noticed that Moses Simon really, to some extent, he has been, his goal scoring is at least, you look at a player, this guy, you always have that in mind that he could actually score.
Yes. Although he's a very good player, but it seems he has to just work up on the way he scores goals a lot, because sometimes some of the games after dribbling everybody, gets
the ball,
just balloon the ball as if what's happening now?
He would do Ikedi over there.
So he should just probably work on his goal sense and every other thing. But apart from that, he's a very fantastic player.
Those are the matches coming up tonight. Monaco against Auxerre. Lille, yes, Lille have Jonathan David there. Will he be scoring also for Lille against Clermont? Lyon, Olympique Lyonnais, as they call them, they will be away rather against Brest. And you have Ajaccio against Angers. Those are the matches at least coming up. 6 games over there in France, and they'll be fighting for honors in the French Ligue 1. Now, quickly, let's take two stories that have to do with transfer. Shakhtar Donetsk rejects Arsenal's bid for a player that they've been pursuing for a while. It seems Arsenal are really having that mentality that they have the only one that can sign this player. But from the way it is, £55 million bid for him has been rejected, and Arsenal needs to do more if they are to get this Ukrainian winger, Mikhailo Mudryk, right now. Mudryk is a player that has been fantastic for that club, Shakhtar Donetsk, but Arsenal needs to cough out more money.
Yes, now give them something they cannot reject. That's what they're just saying. Give us more money. So he probably want probably up to like 70 million. But if he's worth it now, they can go for him.
Maybe they're looking at least if they can get 65.
Probably.
Add extra 10.
Yeah, probably. Probably that's what, because now it seems if Arsenal needs him that much, they want to cough out that amount of money. But if it's not a priority for them, they can probably just.
But the player is an outstanding player for Shakhtar Donetsk, and I know why they are trying to hold him down, because they know his word is onions. If we check him playing for Shakhtar, we know truly Arsenal know why they are running after him. But fantastic player.
The Ukraine league is quite different from.
Yeah, but at least you get some outstanding player from. Yes. Let me take you back. Remember Ido Johnson?
Yes.
Ido Johnson from Iceland, but fantastic player. Look at Erling Haaland. Haaland is from Norway, but outstanding. How many Norwegians play in EPL
you have
right now?
How
many? You can't count. You can't count 10. Yes. But the way you think of Brazilian, they are there. Nigeria, they are there. Many, right? But you look at some nations that are very small, minute, but you have a player so outstanding that, oh wow, this is a very good player. That one player will always be there to show.
Yeah, look at this guy that plays the left back for Arsenal also too. I've forgotten this player's name, Janko.
You can imagine.
So very fantastic player.
You see that it's always happen. I won't forget Ido Johnson for what he did, because Mourinho brought him. People were like, Johnson, who's this? And you saw what he did for Chelsea.
Yeah, he performed.
You understand?
Well.
Look at this Israeli player.
Benayoun.
Look at what he did.
Played for Liverpool, played for Chelsea, played for Arsenal.
Oh my goodness. You saw that kind of player. They are always very outstanding. Exactly. You'll just be there. You'll be wondering.
Yarmolenko too for...
Yarmolenko, look at what he did. And so it's always like that you pick a player, they will just be out. If you look at the record of World Cup, Oleg Salenko did so well at the World Cup for Russia. You won't take that away.
Same as was this guy that played for Arsenal also to Arshavin.
Andre Arshavin. So you look at these players for Czech Republic. I mean, yes, you have them.
Look at this
they might not be as
popular. Palacios also that played at Tottenham.
So it's always like that. Exactly. It's always you just have a particular player that will be outstanding, maybe a little edge than others from that particular small nation, but they will be outstanding. They can play with all the world-class players. We give an example of all these players. So for Mudryk, for him to be coming to Arsenal, if Arsenal actually offer the right money, that would be nice, fantastic. Let's see, maybe this will be another Andrea Shavin for them.
We hope so.
After all, it's from Russia. It's from Ukraine now. Ukraine, Russia. So in that particular mode now, talking about that particular player. Now, let's quickly take the last one that has to do with Newcastle United. They could bid for midfielder Jorginho. A lot of people are looking at, will he leave Chelsea? They're not talking.
Jorginho too. If you look at sometimes, the guy himself, but should not go. If he wants to go, he should go to another league, not in England. No, we can't
you see Newcastle right now, they seem to be a group project.
Exactly.
They are doing well.
I don't want him to. He can go, but not in England, because I don't want him to come and hunt us back.
Seriously? You are afraid that Jorginho will actually hurt you guys?
Yeah, Lampard did it when he went to Manchester City. Man, he scored us. Salah is doing it now. De Bruyne is doing it. So we don't want to give.
It was a mistake on Chelsea's side to allow those guys to leave.
So we don't want such hurt again. Should go to another. At least when we might meet once in a year, or we're never meet in retire. So that's what we want. We should go to another.
You should go to stay in Italy.
Or go to Napoli or Juventus. But England, no, we're not selling to England.
What a way to go there. Newcastle, well, right now they could bid for the Chelsea player, Jorginho there. And if everything goes well, though the Chelsea fans will not be happy, we know how talented this player is. Moving to Newcastle won't be too nice for Chelsea, but that's football. Anything can happen. You just can move from another club, from another city to the same city. Well, talking about all the stories I've just given you there, before we go from the way it is tonight, Leeds United versus Manchester City. What's the scoreline?
I'm saying something like 5-0.
5-0.
Yes, because
But I thought you said you don't want them to win.
see, from the bottom of
In
my
the favor
heart,
of Leeds,
no,
maybe. Leeds you win 5-0.
Because I didn't leave with 5-0. Maybe if I read Manchester City players, like 10 of them have been red card, probably 5-0 from Leeds. And for Manchester United, of course.
City. Man City.
City. Deal with them, you. I don't want them to win, but my choice, no, you just have to win.
You just have to win. Well, that's football. That's football. Let's see who wins this particular battle.
But if it can be 5-1, 5-0, Leeds win 5-0, I'll be happy, but hi.
You are afraid that cannot happen. Well, we wait to see what will be happening where Leeds United play against Manchester City at home, a match that a lot of people want to see. What will Manchester do in that particular game? That will be it on 360 Sports. Noel Samson, thank you very much.
The pleasure is mine, sir.
I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.